Okay, so yesterday I talked about what I liked about the Halo Infinite flight. Today I'm going to go over some of the things I didn't like and some of the things that they need to improve. I'm going to break this down into 4 different main parts again. The visual glitches, then the enemy shields, the sounds, and then the AI chatter. To start off, the visual glitches, they weren't too bad. There was only a couple of times I noticed it. I'll show this clip from one of my shorts videos. I noticed it in the recording, and I also remembered, thinking back to it, remembering it during gameplay. It wasn't anything huge that made me die or change the game, but it definitely was like a pretty big visual glitch, and I'm assuming they have most of these glitches figured out because this is a pretty old build of the game. But other than that, I've known there's some, like, when you crouch slide. I know I made a whole glitch short, but when you crouch slide, you would go inside your character and your camera could see the inside of the Spartan. So there's just little things like that that I'm sure they've already fixed. That was the first thing I noticed playing the flight. The second was the way to represent how much shield the enemy had left. You couldn't tell if the enemy was one shot or 100% health, and unless they were recharging their shields. And in other games like Halo 3 and Reach and stuff, there's ways you could tell how much health the enemy had, to know if you should go into a fight or shouldn't. And 343 had already posted on their Twitter about responding to some people that had this problem too, that they already were working on a way to make this representing how much shields the enemy had, and they were already working on it, and they were getting it, and they said they were finished with it. Now they're just going to test it. So that I know they did fix, but that was one thing that was kind of annoying, kind of nitpicky, but it was definitely something that I'm glad they're fixing just from playing the game. The third would have to be the sound when getting shot, being notified that you're being shot other than just your health dropping down. In games like Halo 3 and Halo Reach again, you could tell when you were being shot, not just because your health was going down, but because the sound that it would make. And in this one, you couldn't, there's no sound indicating you were getting shot other than hearing the bullets, and you didn't know your teammate could shoot at you and the enemy could shoot at you, and it would be the same exact sound and you wouldn't know. So that is something I hope they're going to fix. I'm assuming it's something that's going to be fixed, and if it isn't fixed yet, then it'll probably be fixed in the future. But overall, the audio was pretty good, but I did notice this when you were playing, that there's just no way to tell if your character is being shot at all other than just your health dropping. The last one definitely had to be the AI chatter. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the AIs. I think they're really cool. There's definitely some weird, I couldn't tell if it was my AI talking, the announcer talking. There was in certain matches I would hear 3 different AIs talk. I'd hear the country guy, the girl, and then the city boy, and I just couldn't tell. But overall, I loved the AI. I loved them implementing that and having your own personal sidekick almost. And there was only 4 in the beta. Or flight, sorry. I liked it, but the problem with it is that there was sometimes too much chatter where it started to get repetitive, and you could notice for the 3rd time you heard something that match, which if they could get it in to not be so repetitive, that would be nice, and maybe they will. But it was definitely kind of annoying at some parts, just playing through, having the hearing the same lines in the same match. So I think they should just be able to add you should be able to turn it off in the settings. Whether or not they're going to add that, I don't know. But they should definitely have options for how much AI chatter, not just an on and off switch. I think there should be so many times during a round, or you can do on, off, or medium, or whatever. But I think that they need to go in and fix that, so then that way you don't just keep hearing the same AIs talking over your gameplay. And especially in a ranked match, I know if I was playing in a ranked match, I would not want just an AI talking over the gunplay and all the sounds and all that. So that is definitely something that I think they should fix if they haven't already. Overall, those were just the only things that I noticed that I didn't like. Obviously, I only picked out 4 for both what I liked and didn't like. There's a lot more for what I liked. Overall, I think the flight did good, but these are just some things that they need to fix. And I know some of them, it's gonna be fixed no matter what, the visual glitches and the shield on the enemy. And other ones are just kind of nitpicky, and they may or may not be fixed, but I'm assuming they're going to get fixed because I've seen people talking about them also online on the internet. But that was just my thoughts over that Halo Infinite flight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If there's anything that I missed that you thought was pretty bad, put it in the comments and I'll respond. But other than that, have a nice day.